It is a pleasure to have you with us today in Peach's Ice Garden for this interleague matchup between the Peach Monarchs and the Bowser Monsters. I'm Danny Diamond, joined alongside none other than Professor Egad as he sits in the booth next to me to provide color commentary for this fierce matchup. First, since all teams have had 2 total games played thus far, let's take a look at our current standings. In the Mushroom League, the teams are all 1-1, but the Mario Fireballs win the tiebreaker with a higher run differential, thus putting them in the top spot and landing the Yoshi Eggs in last place in that league. There's a more clear leader in the Shell League, with the Bowser Monsters the only team in the entire league without a loss so far. If the season were over today, the Yoshi Eggs and the Wario Muscles would be eliminated and the Mario Fireballs and Peach Monarchs would face off in the Mushroom League Championship. The Shell League Championship would be the Bowser Monsters against the DK Wilds. The winners of those 2 series will face off in the Championship Series. Now I'm going to turn it over to our stats expert, Professor Egad, to go over our league leaders this far into the season.
Oh, this must be the only reason they invited me on this game. Am I right? There's certainly a lot to take in here, and a graphic like this is worth 1,000 words. But I must point out that Donkey Kong finds himself high up on all 3 of these ranking boards for hitting categories. By the numbers, there's no doubt that he's been dominant at the plate for his team. Additionally, it's worth noting that both Red Toad and Wiggler are the only players who opposing pitchers have failed to get out, as both have gotten hits in every single at-bat thus far. Turning it over to our pitching and fielding stats gives us another picture. Mario and Magic Koopa both have complete game shutouts to their name. Daisy has an incredible walks and hits per innings pitched rate, allowing less than 1 base runner per inning pitched on average. In the field, Fire Bro has been a web gem machine, stealing any ball hit in his vicinity. It is really still too early in the season for these stats to show the whole picture quite yet on who is the best in what category, but this gives us a good early indicator. Plus, it's just fun to look at.
Thanks, Professor. Now let's refocus ourselves on the game in front of us here as we see the Peach Monarchs at home going head-to-head with the dominant Bowser Monsters.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of arm Toadsworth still has on him. I know back in his heyday he had a stellar arm. Father Time is undefeated though, as we all know. Red Toad in that 6th slot for the Monarchs has yet to be retired at the plate, so it'll be interesting to watch the Monsters pitchers pitch to him. For the Monsters lineup, just take your pick and there's a home run opportunity there. The Monarchs on the mound will need to pick their spots carefully with their pitches and try to avoid leaving one too far over the plate. We can see here that the Monsters dominate in nearly every hitting category, while the Monarchs are middle of the road. The Monsters are fairly mistake-prone on the mound and in the field, so the Monarchs may be capable of taking advantage of that. The Monarchs have very dominant pitching, so we'll have to see if they can quiet those bats from the Monsters. Overall, this is a very good matchup as each team seems to counter the other's strengths. I just think the Monsters have too much power, and that's going to give them the victory here tonight.
With that sensational analysis, let's get down to the field and watch some baseball. Toadette will lead off the game batting .667, indicating solid leadoff skills by getting on base early and often. She lines this one, but chalk up another great play for Firebro as he snags it for the first out. Princess Peach is up with a batting average below the Mendoza line. This may get her over it as she hits a single into the outfield ice to get on with 1 out. We'll see Daisy, who is crushing it at the plate, batting .750. Another solid contact hit as that one gets down and rolls and keeps rolling across the ice all the way to the wall. Peach is going to end up scoring as Daisy glides in safely with a triple and an RBI.
This is the one to punch the Monarchs need to get going. I think Peach's success has been the missing piece for the Monarchs here. If she can get going and Daisy can continue her performance behind her in the lineup, this team could be really good.
Now the power of Petey Piranha will show up to the plate with a chance to add some more early runs to their lead. High looping hit that looks like it's going to stay in the ballpark, but should be deep enough to allow Daisy to tag up and score from third, and she does to put the Monarchs up to 2-0.
This early lead is huge for the Monarchs. In order to have any chance of defeating the Monsters, the best way to do so is shifting the momentum in your favor early, and the Monarchs have so far succeeded in that.
Blue Toad comes up next with the bases clear for him. Fly ball to center field. Dry Bones dodges the freezy to camp under it and put it away for the third out.
Well done by the Monarchs that inning. To slay a giant, one needs to hit quick and hit early. I know they would have liked a few more runs, but they can keep the momentum focused on them here with a solid bottom of the first.
Bowser Jr. takes the first pitch for a strike as he leads off for the Monsters. The slow pitch from Toadsworth is lined out to center field for a leadoff base hit.
If Toadsworth's pitches were any slower, they'd be going backwards. I've no idea how the ball maintains horizontal momentum moving that slow.
The center fielder Dry Bones will now step up to the plate. Line drive is caught by Red Toad in left field for out number 1. We'll see Dark Bones up next batting with a solid .857 average. Big time hit here, but lofts it too much and Baby Daisy playing center field today catches it for the second out.
Those are two big outs for Toadsworth and the Monarchs, but now is not the time for complacency as the big guy himself is up next. Stay composed and stay focused here and get out of this inning cleanly.
Big blast, but looks like that one will not stay in fair territory, and that's strike 1.
That was a warning shot right there.
Liner that is going to get down for a hit. Bowser Jr. will make it into third to put runners on the corners with 2 outs.
That wasn't a good outcome, but it definitely wasn't the worst either. The Bro Trio is up next, and they're no walk in the park, but they're also not Bowser either.
Hammer Bro starts the trio off batting in even 500. That is a long ball that is going to slice foul and float out of the stadium.
Lots of scary foul balls this inning. They're hitting hard, just not straight.
Liner that is straight enough and will score Bowser Jr. from third base.
This is just a mother's row of the lineup. You simply cannot let your guard down at any point. They can still get out of this with the lead if they're careful.
They will need to be very careful as it seems like Toadsworth is already feeling the effects of this inning. We see Fire Bro at the plate now batting a hefty 800 average in addition to his fielding prowess. Slaps this one the other way, it'll get down in shallow right field as Bowser rounds third. Soft throw from Toadette allows Bowser to score to tie the game up at 2.
It's a misconception that the Monsters are all power and no contact, but they lead the league in batting average, so they are capable of getting on base even without the long ball.
That will be it for Toadsworth on the mound here, as Daisy will come on a pitch to attempt to get the Monarchs out of this jam here. Liner to center field, and it'll get past Baby Daisy and keep on rolling, and it'll bump up against the wall as 2 runners will score, giving the Monsters the lead.
This is such an unfortunate series of events. The Monarchs had 2 outs and got past Bowser with the lead still intact, but have let it slip away from them here. The Monsters just keep making solid contact and hitting the ball in the right places and have completely flip-flopped the momentum. The Monarchs will need to be more tactical with their pitches to keep this from getting out of hand.
Red Magic Koopa is up to bat and takes the first pitch for a strike. Well hit but caught cleanly by Toadsworth, who was positioned perfectly to nab that one and finally end the inning.
A very discouraging bottom of the first inning for the Monarchs and their fans, but there is still plenty of time to take this game back if they can swing the bats like they did in their half of the first inning.
Red Toad will start off, and it's a grounder to first that is taken in by Magic Koopa, who steps on first for out number 1. Baby Daisy steps up and was a hero last game, hitting a 3-run blast. This one is grounded to Firebro, then thrown over to first for the second out. The elder statesman Toadsworth will stroll up to bat and singles to shallow right for a 2-out base hit.
His athleticism may be declining, but you can still see glimpses of his previous skill set, as he always succeeded in making not always good contact, but smart contact.
Baby Peach is up and drives one far out into left field that'll get down and roll past the fielders. Toadsworth gets to third and thought about going home, but holds up at third base as Baby Peach rolls in with a double. Toadette will step up to bat with a chance to drive in some runs. She's a solid contact hitter, so we'll see if she can come through. First pitch is taken for a strike, and she hits the next one back into left center. Dry Bones sprinting for it and makes the catch to end the chance for the Monarchs.
Despite coming up with nothing there, the Monarchs showed that they are still making good contact and are still going to keep themselves in this one, at least for now.
Magic Koopa steps up to the plate and takes a looping pitch for a strike. Second pitch on its way and is lined and caught by Peach at second base for the first out.
It's certainly always a bit terrifying watching the ball come directly at you so fast, so good job by Peach to haul it in.
The son of Bowser himself will step in and hits the ball right back up the middle for a base hit to get on board.
I always fear a bit for Bowser Jr. because nobody feels the wrath of Bowser for failing quite like his own son.
This one grounded to short over to second and then over to first for the double play to end the inning.
Well, after a run-filled first inning, both defenses managed to regroup and hold each other to nothing in the second inning.
Peach will come up looking to get hot despite all the ice around her and get some momentum going for both her and her team. Grounder down the first base line is played cleanly by Magic Koopa, who steps on first to retire the princess.
Be careful saying princess and retire in the same sentence, Danny. You might scare a lot of people.
Noted. Thanks for that warning, Professor. Daisy lines it to right and it's caught for the second out. Next we'll see Petey Piranha, who is still waiting for his power to come out. This one is hit hard and will get over the head of Hammer Bro in left field as the big guy rounds first and pulls in with a 2-out double.
He hasn't been hitting home runs, but he has been hitting the ball hard at least.
Blue Toad steps up with a chance to drive in a run and hits it, and it gets down, and the big guy will round third and makes it safely home to cut the lead to 1.
Petey Piranha has nearly 0 speed to speak of, which is hard to quantify statistically, but you can see it with your own eyes. He's still able to make it all the way from second base to score because he got a good jump immediately when the ball was hit.
Red Toad takes a jetting fastball for a strike. He hits it into shallow left field, and it'll get down to put Two Toads on base here with 2 outs.
The Toads are speedy little fellas, and we'll have Baby Daisy up next, who is no stranger to 3-run home runs after her last game.
She takes the first pitch for a strike. Another ball hit into left field, and it'll just hover over the freezy and be caught for the final out.
The Monarchs chipped away at the lead that half inning, which is perfectly acceptable. You still have 2 innings left to score another run, granted you hold back Bowser and his minions from adding any insurance runs. Just play it nice and steady.
Less than ideal start for the Monarchs as the hitting machine Darkbones gets on with a base hit with Bowser up next. Line drive to left field, and Red Toad snatches it off of his shoestrings for a huge first out.
That ball was centimeters from landing safely on the ice floor.
Hammer Bro hits a high looping fly ball slicing into foul territory and is caught by Cadet for out number 2. Now we have the phenomenal fielding and formidable hitting Fire Bro who crushes one to deep center field Baby Daisy on her horse sprinting full speed, and she gets under it just in time for the third out.
That was incredible speed by Baby Daisy, able to get to that ball while running on ice nonetheless. Adult Daisy's pitching has been fantastic as she's keeping the ball in the ballpark against these home run happy monsters.
The OG pitcher of this game, Toadsworth, is up at the plate with 1 strike already, and it's a weak grounder to second for the first out.
Boomerang Bro is starting to show a little bit of exhaustion on the mound, so now is the time to capitalize if you're the Monarchs.
Baby Peach will look to do just that as she takes the first strike. This one is lined to right center for a base hit and almost gets past the fielders, but Bowser Jr. corrals it and makes a quick throw-in to hold it to a single. We'll see a pitching change here as Bowser brings himself to the mound to attempt to drop a thwomp on the comeback attempt.
The usually reliable Cadet has struggled to get on base this game.
Liner stolen by Fire Bro. Not enough time to get the out at second, but the throw to first is in time for the second out.
Oh, now here is an intriguing matchup between 2 longtime rivals as Peach will look to tie the game up with a hit here.
Peach utilizes her hard swing here that charms and dazzles the fielders and knocks in the game-tying run here in the clutch.
Magnificent. That was the ideal time to use that star skill here in that situation, and it paid off majorly. Bowser will be quite peeved about that one for a while.
It's now anyone's game as we're back to even here in the 4th inning as Daisy is up to bat with 2 outs. She smokes this one into center field for a base hit to continue the inning for her Monarchs.
I have to say I know it's early in the season, but Daisy has to be in the running for MVP with her consistency, both at the plate and on the mound.
Here's Petey Piranha who crushes the ball, but it's hit high up in the air as both Hammer Bro and Dry Bones decide who wants to catch this one, and it looks like Dry Bones will make the catch for the third out.
We're essentially back to 0 here in this one, already halfway through the 4th inning, so this could end up coming down to the wire. I'm very glad I was invited to attend this game today.
Always glad to have you, Professor. We have Boomerang Bro leading off this inning for the Monsters, and he pops up to shortstop. Toadsworth makes the catch after struggling a bit with his footing on the icy infield.
Toadsworth is typically the center fielder, so he's already not used to the infield as it is. Add on a slippery surface to that equation, and that makes it very tricky.
Flower ball pitch from Daisy, and it induces another infield pop-up this time to Peach at second base, who fields it for the second out.
I would love to see a third infield pop-up here simply because of the statistical unlikelihood of it all.
Sorry to disappoint, but that's a textbook line drive base hit to left field for a 2-out single for Magic Koopa. Now it's Bowser Jr.'s turn to take his swings, and it's a grounder that's fielded by Toadsworth, who got a great jump on the ball and tosses it to Peach at second for the third out.
After that first inning, it's just been 0 after 0 after 0 for the Monsters as Daisy has locked down the bats of the Monsters phenomenally well thus far.
Blue Toad will lead off with a base hit as Hammer Bro got a little frozen there in left field.
I cannot imagine it's very easy to play in that outfield with those freezes sliding around. Outfielders in this league have it quite difficult, I would say, compared to other leagues.
Red Toad will be retired as he flies out to center field. Baby Daisy twirls up to the plate looking to turn around her hitless game so far at the plate. Liner stolen by the leaping Fire Bro, and doubles up Blue Toad to stick a fork in this inning.
Again, I know it's early to be talking about award candidates, but Fire Bro has to be a leading candidate for the Diamond Defense Award at second base. It's a tough competition, though, because there are some phenomenal second base fielders in this league.
We will see Dry Bones, Dark Bones, and Bowser up in this fifth inning looking to walk this game off with a win here today. Dry Bones with 2 strike swings and manages a base hit to center field to start the Monsters off on a positive note.
This spot in the Monsters lineup is always very tough. It really only gets easy when the Magic Koopas come up as they're more pitchers than batters.
This ball is pummeled. Red Toad running full speed makes the catch for a loud first out.
He was absolutely swinging for the fences there and just missed it.
Speaking of swinging for the fences, here's Bowser, who blasts this one to deep center field with Baby Daisy and Red Toad rocketing full speed towards it. Red Toad will make the catch just shy of the outfield wall.
You can feel the frustration from Bowser after that one. He wanted to send that one out of the park and win this one, but it just wasn't far enough.
Hammer Bro takes his turn at the dish now and hammers one to nearly the same spot as Bowser. Baby Daisy will have plenty of time to get under this one to put the inning away, and for the first time ever, we're going into extra innings.
I feel absolutely spoiled getting to watch even more baseball than I initially bargained for. This has been a sensationally exciting game.
Bowser charges up his Bullet Bill pitch to Toadsworth, who swings and misses for strike one. Bowser with an eephus pitch, and Toadsworth hits it hard, but is grabbed by the diving Dark Bones for out number one.
That was very well hit, but Dark Bones was positioned perfectly and went all out to make that catch.
Baby Peach is up to bat now with 2 hits today and lines it to Red Magic Koopa, who somehow grabs it before it bounces on the ice for the second out.
That ball was hit so hard it stayed on a horizontal plane for just long enough for Magic Koopa to scoop it out of the air before touching the ground. Sometimes you get punished for hitting the ball too hard.
The Dead who has struggled this game hits a fly ball to center field that will hang up there for Dry Bones to make the catch with a freezy at his back to send us to the bottom of the 6th inning. Let's catch up with Pauline, who had a brief discussion with Peach about her team's performance today and how they're rallying together to try to win this close matchup. Tell us about it, Pauline.
Thanks, guys. Pauline here reporting live from the field in what has turned into an extra inning thriller between the Peach Monarchs and the Bowser Monsters. I just spoke with Princess Peach about her team's performance and their strategy moving forward. The Monarchs took an early 2-run lead in the first inning, but the Monsters quickly responded with a 4-run burst to take control. However, Peach and her team showed great resilience, chipping away at the lead and finally tying the game in the top of the 4th. Peach, who had been struggling at the plate this season, has really come alive today, going to 4-3 with a crucial RBI to tie the game. She told me that beyond focusing on the game, her priority has been rallying her teammates, keeping their spirits high and leading by example. Peach emphasized the importance of staying calm under pressure and motivating the team to give their all in these final moments. With Daisy pitching strong for the Monarchs, Peach believes they have what it takes to pull off the victory here in extra innings. It's anyone's game now. Let's see who comes out on top.
Thanks, Pauline. A fantastic report as always, and Daisy gets on base here with 1 out in the top of the 7th inning.
Daisy continues to get on base. Peach is the leader, but Daisy is the life of this team to start the season.
Petey Piranha is up with a strike to his count currently as Bowser charges up his Bullet Bill pitch, and now make that 2 strikes. Swing and a scorching liner to the left center field gap that will slide across the ice and get all the way to the wall. Daisy will round third and end up scoring without a throw as Petey Piranha scampers into second with a go-ahead RBI double.
That's absolutely enormous. Other than hitting it out of the ice garden completely, that was the perfect spot to hit that one to score the go-ahead run and give the Monarchs a golden opportunity to come away with a win here today.
And Blue Toad will come up here with a chance to add an insurance run to that lead to give some cushion for the bottom of the 7th. Strike one swinging. Next pitch is hit on a line, but caught by Darkbones, who doubles up Petey Piranha, so one run is all they're gonna get to work with.
One run is not a comfortable enough lead for my liking when facing off against any team, especially the monsters with their power bats. Although the ball has stayed completely in the ballpark today from both sides.
Magic Koopa will start things off and take strike one. Second pitch incoming, and it's lined up the middle for a leadoff base hit.
Tough call here because Daisy is the best pitcher on the team, but has pitched a lot of innings and clearly tiring out a bit. Do you take her out and bring in a fresh arm or keep the hot arm going?
Not a call I can make with confidence either direction. This could be a double play ball here, and it is. The Monarchs are now 1 out away from knocking off the Monsters here today. Drybones is up, and he sends the first pitch the other way to keep the game alive.
Don't panic just yet. A base hit is fine as long as it's not a run-scoring hit. Stay composed and come right after the next batter.
Pops it up, and this could be it. But Toadsworth misplays it, and that's going to drop, and everyone is on base safely.
Okay, maybe now is the time to panic because Bowser is up now to bat. Unfortunately for the Monarchs, Toadsworth is not used to that infield, and his momentum slid him too far forward on that ice and missed the ball.
Peach comes in an attempt to close this one out against Bowser here, with the game on the line. The count is currently at 1-1. Line drive into the right center gap this one is trouble. It will get all the way to the wall. Drybones comes in to score, and Darkbones is on his way, and he will score as well, and that's the ball game.
Goodness gracious, I have never witnessed anything like this. The air just got sucked out of this stadium, and the crowd has gone silent in disappointment. What a tough loss for the Monarchs. A lot of players on that team are going to be kicking themselves after this one.
The Bowser Monsters will take this game away with a final score of 6-5 with a walk-off triple in the bottom of the 7th inning. They'll remain undefeated at 3-0, while the Monarchs will drop to 1-2. Your MVP of this game will, of course, be the one responsible for the walk-off RBIs, Bowser himself.
It's easy to dislike Bowser because he's constantly menacing and meddling, but he's a fantastic baseball player, and he tends to make the right managerial decisions as team captain. This team is going to continue to dominate until other teams can figure something out to counteract their seemingly limitless skill set.
That all being said, and I agree with you completely, both the DK Wilds and the Peach Monarchs have had them on the ropes and even looked like they were going to win. The Monsters have proven that they're beatable. They just seem to be the hardest to beat. Thanks for watching this incredible baseball game with us here today. We will see you all next weekend at Wario City Ballpark for a matchup between the Mario Fireballs and the Wario Muscles. For Professor Egad and Pauline, I'm Danny Diamond signing us off. Good night and joy be with you all.